What if I told you that one medical bill could destroy a family's financial future? Not a luxury purchase, not a failed investment, not a bad business decision, a medical bill. In America, getting sick can be financially terrifying. A person can have a job, insurance, savings, and still be afraid of one hospital visit. That is the reality millions of Americans face every year. Healthcare is supposed to protect people, but for many families, healthcare has become one of the biggest financial fears in life. Welcome to Next Gen Finance, where we break down money, business, the economy, and financial psychology in the simplest way possible. Today, we're uncovering why healthcare is so expensive in America. And this story is not just about hospitals. It is about insurance, medicine, debt, fear, and a system that can turn illness into financial pressure. Imagine this. A family is living normally. They're paying rent, buying groceries, managing bills, and trying to save money. Then suddenly someone gets sick. A hospital visit happens, tests are ordered, a doctor is needed, medicine is prescribed, maybe surgery is required. At first, the family is only worried about health, but then the bill arrives, and suddenly the fear becomes financial too. This is the hidden danger of healthcare in America. Illness does not only attack the body, it can attack the bank account. The first reason healthcare is so expensive is complexity. Most people do not know the real price before treatment. They do not know what insurance will cover. They do not know what the hospital will charge. They do not know what the final bill will look like. This creates confusion, and confusion is scary when money is involved. A person may go to the hospital thinking they are protected, but later discover that some parts were not fully covered. One doctor may be covered, another may not. One test may be approved, another may cost more. One medicine may be affordable, another may be shocking. This is why many Americans fear medical bills almost as much as illness itself. The second reason is insurance. Health insurance is supposed to reduce financial risk, and for many people it does help. But insurance itself can be expensive. Premiums, deductibles, copays, out-of-pocket maximums, prescription costs. These words may sound technical, but they all mean one thing: money leaving your pocket. Some families pay every month for insurance and still struggle when they actually need care. That creates frustration. People ask, if I already pay for insurance, why am I still getting huge bills? That question is one reason healthcare feels broken to many Americans. The third reason is prescription drugs. Medicine can be life-saving, but it can also be extremely expensive. For people with chronic conditions, prescriptions are not optional. They need medicine every month, and if prices are high, that becomes a permanent financial burden. Some people delay medication, some skip doses, some avoid treatment because they are afraid of the cost. That is a dangerous situation. When people avoid healthcare because of money, small problems can become bigger problems, and bigger problems become more expensive. The fourth reason healthcare is so expensive is emergency care. Emergencies do not wait for your budget. They do not ask if you are ready. They do not care if your savings account is low. A car accident, a sudden illness, a broken bone, chest pain, or an unexpected surgery can create a bill that changes everything. This is why many families live with quiet fear. They may look financially stable from the outside, but one medical emergency could push them into debt. That is not just a healthcare problem. That is a financial security problem. Medical debt is especially painful because people usually do not choose it. Nobody wants to get sick. Nobody plans to have an emergency. Nobody goes to the hospital for fun. But the bill still comes, and when the bill is too large, people may use credit cards, payment plans, loans, or collections. This is how health problems become money problems, and money problems create stress, anxiety, and even more health problems. It becomes a cycle. The most painful part is that many Americans feel powerless. They do not know how to compare prices. They do not know what the final bill will be. They do not know how much insurance will pay. In normal shopping, you see the price before you buy. In healthcare, many people only discover the true cost after the service is already done. That is one reason the system feels so mysterious and frightening. So what can people do? First, understand your insurance plan. Know your deductible, copay, and out-of-pocket maximum. Second, ask questions before non-emergency procedures. Ask what is covered. Ask about estimated costs. Ask if providers are in-network. Third, Build an emergency fund if possible because medical surprises are one of the biggest financial risks. Fourth, avoid ignoring health problems. Delaying care can sometimes make the problem worse and more expensive. And fifth, understand that healthcare is not just a personal issue. It is one of the biggest financial challenges in America. The truth is simple. A wealthy country can still have families afraid of medical bills. And that fear changes how people live. It affects jobs. It affects savings. It affects retirement. It affects peace of mind. Healthcare should give people security, but for many Americans, it creates financial uncertainty. If this video opened your eyes, subscribe to Next Gen Finance for more powerful videos about money, business, the economy, and financial psychology. And remember, in America, one medical bill can become more than a health problem. It can become a financial crisis.